I'm not officially here.
I wasn't sure.
Good morning, Defiant Jeep. Today we are taking a ride to Mount Potosi to Good Springs, and we'll be riding the trail with Desert Wranglers. We have a total of 13 Jeeps, which would be our leader, the mid gunner, the tail gunner, and 10 new Jeep owners who have never been off-roading. So we're going to take them on the trail. We're going to show them how important it is to deflate their tires. We're going to show them how to use their four-wheel drive, when to use it in four-wheel drive, and we're going to get off the trail in a few hours. We're going to make it safely, and then we're going to show them how we can air up their tires and different methods of airing up their tires. We're going to get started shortly.
So welcome to Desert Wranglers Mount Potosi 101 run. My name is Patty Zapparoli. That's my husband, Steve Zapparoli. And I didn't mean to hit the mic. So we're kind of just taping of like what we do at the beginning of runs. So I want to go through some of the safety things. So a spare tire is required, and if you're having any mechanical issues with your Jeep, we'll ask that you not go today. So I want to make sure everybody has their spare tire and no mechanical issues. Okay, perfect. So all members will obey all relevant laws and regulations. There's no drinking, no drugs. Observe all the safety barriers and wilderness zones and private property signs. So there's no off-road driving. Only licensed drivers should be driving. And if anybody is this your first time or you're pretty new to off-roading, we do have a really cool Jeep checklist on our website. It'll tell you what's required, what's recommended, and what's nice to have. So definitely check that out. Also, what not to wear when you're out in the desert. Flip-flops and shorts normally aren't a good idea. You always want to think about, when I'm out in the desert, what happens if I have to walk back? So you want to dress accordingly that way. All right, any questions on that kind of stuff? Okay, so on the trail, one of the most important things is to always keep the Jeep behind you in sight. If you can't see that Jeep, please stop and wait until you do. So we want to make sure that we all stay together from beginning to end. So there will be sections where we're going to spread out a little bit, but we'll have a procedure for that. But we want to make sure that we're, pretty close knit. So our average speed, 1 mile an hour, up to maybe about 25. But you will drive at the speed that you're comfortable with. So if anyone is new and you feel like you need to drive slower, please do so. Because if you do that, the Jeep in front of you will slow down and the Jeep in front of him will slow down, and so on. Let's see. Never leave the group and always communicate your whereabouts. So we've had sometimes people kind of scoot off on their own. Definitely don't do that. Always communicate and let us know what you're doing. We are going to have very steep inclines and declines as well. So let's see. We're going to have a kind of a new procedure for this because we tend to really get spread out in these areas. So when you get to the top of a steep hill, I want you to wait there until you see the Jeep behind you has made the crest. Then go ahead and move forward and catch up with the group. So that second Jeep that just got to the top, you're going to stay there and wait for the Jeep behind you to catch up. Also, don't feel like you have to remember all of this. I will be giving you instructions as we're out there. Also, there are many times where we're going to stop, and it's just because we're waiting for people to catch up. So I do ask that you stay in your Jeep at that time, because sometimes I might not have given enough space, and we have to jump back in and move forward a little bit more. So if you stay in your Jeep, it's much easier to make that happen quickly. We'll be on GMRS channel 16. Is there anyone here that does not have a radio? 1, 2, 3. You guys are good? Okay, we do have spares, so we want you all to have a radio. So see Steve just after this brief, and he'll make sure he gets your radio. Let's see. I'll be giving some trivia and factoids out there as we're driving around. But please feel free to chime in with your own information, ask questions. We want you to feel comfortable on the radios because they're so important out there, that communication. So feel free to push to talk. And a couple of things with that, if you have never used a radio, when you first push, don't start talking right away. Wait a second or two, because there is a slight delay and sometimes it'll be cut off. Same thing when you're done speaking, wait a second or two, then release the button. Any questions so far? All right, my tails and mid gunners. Steve is going to mid gun for us today, so that means he's going to be in the center of the group, and Eric is going to be our tail, so he's going to be at the very end.
Right over here.
Yeah. Let's see here. So
Which one?
Not the jacked up
the Jeep over here.
Such a rare color.
Oh, that's funny. So my mid and tail gunners are going to keep me informed about what's going on behind me, because sometimes we'll be a mile spread out and I can't see what's happening. The mid gunner is very important, because if we are spread out, the mid gunner will repeat my commands, because then that way the guy at the back can also hear. Because there will be times I'll give a command that the rear won't hear on the radio. So it's very important that the mid conveys that information. All right, well, we don't have much dust out there because there's been a lot of rain, but at the very beginning it is pretty dusty. So basically slow down and turn your lights on. We will have planned potty and photo breaks during the route, and we'll stop for maybe about 15 minutes or so. We'll enjoy the scenery out there, and that's when we can have our snacks. Unplanned breaks or pictures. If you're the driver and you want to take a picture, please stop the Jeep, take your picture, and then move on. Don't try to drive and go, because you never know what's on the other side. Let's see. If you do have to use the restroom, just get on the radio and say, hey, need a bio break, and we'll stop. Always remember to take out everything that you brought in. We want to not leave a footprint. And if you find extra litter out there, take that out as well. For the newbies, when you encounter very large rocks, you don't want to drive over the middle of that rock. You want to either put your tire on it or drive around the rock. A cool thing that you can do if you're new, watch the Jeep in front of you. If they do a line and everything look good, follow that same line. If they take a route and things don't go so well, try a different route.
Just to add to that, the thing that I learned on a run a few runs ago was, if the person in front of you has a very large lift and you do not, don't follow their line, no matter what.
That's a great follow-up. Yes, that's true. Let's see. So there are V-notches and ruts out there because of all of the rain. So when you have a really big V-notch or really deep ruts, you want to stay on the top of the peaks, because if your tires go down into those ruts, your differential is going to drag and all kinds of stuff can happen. So even the crazy V-notches, stay up on the peaks. Let's see. Historical artifacts. So there are some places where you may see rusted tins, auto parts, old tires. Many of those are protected artifacts, so just leave them be. Feel free to take pictures. But if we disturb them, we're actually disturbing our history that's there. And any questions on that kind of stuff, driving, what to expect out in the trail? Okay, so last is where are we going? So we're going to head out this way and at the light. We do have a good number of Jeeps. If everyone doesn't make the light, that's okay. We'll just keep driving slow. I'll wait for my tail to say, hey, we've made the left. We'll stay on the right side of the road. When it's time to move into the trailhead, we're going to move over to the left. So when you see all the Jeeps moving over, we're going to be making a left pretty quickly. It's about like 6 to 8 miles up the road here. And then we're going to air down when we get there. If anyone hasn't done that before, we will help you do that. And don't worry, we'll be able to air you back up at our ending location. So objectives today are to be safe, learn something new, and have a lot of fun. All right, any other questions, concerns? Yes, we're on 16. 16, yeah. All right, so we'll get the 3 that need the radio, and then we'll get all saddled up and ready to go. All right, awesome.
All right, buddy. Did you catch up?
Alrighty, at this point we're ready to go. We are getting in motion. We are going to start our track. I am acting as the mid gunner today, so I'm waiting for 5 Jeeps to go, and then I will follow through. Alrighty, we get it going. Let me get in front of Mr. Burgundy here. All right, mid gunner is rolling. course, at this point, we're going to get to the light. We're going to make a left turn. We are going to follow.
Copy that.
Alrighty, here we go.
Copy that. Alright, we just stopped. We should have enough room to get everybody in, but let me know if we need more room.
Copy, Lee. Okay, this is Carol. We are coming up on the green road trying to take a left. Copy, Joe. And Taylor is making left.
Copy that. I think you should have plenty of room. Alright, everybody, what we're doing here is we are airing down our tires before we continue on the trip. If you have your own, please feel free to do so. If you don't, that's okay. Someone will be by to help you out.
Alright, before I start, I'm going to do so. I'm using these right here. These are tire deflators by JT Brooks. They're already preset. In fact, let me give you one real quick. This is a little bit more advanced than your standard tire deflator. These right here by JT Brooks, this is their Pro version. They're already set to 15 PSI. I know you can't see it much because it's already been preset, but these have laser etched notches in them. And they are for every 5 PSI as a setting. I've got them preset to 15. So from here, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna take off my valve stem caps. I'm gonna mount these. They're going to deflate my tires down to 15 PSI and they're gonna automatically stop at 15 PSI. So it's not like I have to monitor it. This gives me an opportunity to walk up and down the line, checking with all our Jeepers to make sure that they're good to go. If they need help, we're gonna go help them out. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's deflate our tires.
When you are.
Alrighty, here we go. We started deflating our tires. I went ahead and I mounted each one of the tire deflators to my own. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make them down to 15 PSI, and I'm gonna let them work on their own. We are going to, at this point, walk to the front of the line since I'm mid-gunner today. I'm gonna take a look at everybody's rig, make sure everybody's doing well. If they need help, we're gonna do the right thing and extend our help. Let's take a walk over there right now. Alrighty. Let's take a look. We got 6 beautiful Jeeps in front of us right now. We're gonna make it to the front of the line and we're gonna see how we're doing from the front to the back. Okay, so we made it to the front of the line. This is Patty installing her tire deflators. And she, like everyone else, is going to bring them down to 15 PSI. takes up a camera.
So you guys gonna be on an extra radio? 17?
Yeah, she's got it.
Okay, very good.
Just recalibrate.
Okay. All right, from this point, we're going to be walking down the line. I'm going to check on everybody's progress to see if they need any help. And we'll be going from here. He's doing good. Got those tire deflators mounted very well. This is Jeep number 2. We're walking up to Jeep number 3. They're looking great. Got their tire deflators installed and mounted and working their magic. Jeep number 4 is doing great.
Solid round. You've got that much tire touching the ground. It doesn't flatten out. You have a lot more time.
Jeep number 5. And we're coming up to Jeep number 6. She's doing great. Got her tire deflators mounted. They're working their magic, letting all the air out of her tires. We've got mine who's working its own. I'm gonna leave that alone. We're gonna make it to the back of the line. Alrighty. Everything going good? You got your deflators, everything?
All good.
Wonderful. All right.
Rims.
I'm sorry?
I like your rims.
Oh, thank you. They also come in black.
I think I saw those in green too.
Oh, that must have been a custom paint because I've only seen them that and black.
Those are the Black Rhino, the
Armory.
armor, yeah.
Yep.
They have them in like a OD green.
Oh, nice. That is awesome. That would look great on yours. Doing good? All the deflated? All right. Wonderful. Howdy, young man. How you doing today? You got your tires deflated and everything?
I think so.
All right. Wonderful. Let's keep on looking there, and then we're going to make our way back. All right, so we made it all the way to the tail. That's got to be Jeff. This is our tail. This is Eric. He made these wonderful badges that I need to get from him. I've run every one of these 5 trails. Oh my God, this is such a delight to see. Wonderful. And that's Jeff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're helping him?
Yep.
All righty.
We're getting inflated right now, and I just lost my checker. Oh, there it is.
All right, and there you have it. We have all of our Jeeps. They're all deflating their tires at this time. Everything's working out wonderfully. Only a couple people needed some help. Either they've never done it before or they don't have the equipment to do that, which is not a problem. That's part of what we do. As Jeepers, we help out other Jeepers and anyone else who needs our help. So as soon as these tires are finished deflating down to 15 PSI, we're gonna do one more powwow really quick, and then we are gonna go ahead and start the trail. All right, let's see you at the next line. Okay, so it looks like everything is doing well. I am taking a break out from the sun. Not everybody is complete at this time. And if you excuse me a second, let me wet my throat. Oh yeah. Orange high C doesn't go bad. Oh yeah, but everybody's almost done as far as the tire deflation. As soon as we're finished with that, we're gonna go ahead and get on going. Stay tuned. All right, here we go. We just got the command. The lead is making it back to her Jeep. She's ready to go. All of our Jeeps are all set. And
your passenger door is open. I keep seeing the dog pushing it out, just FYI.
okay, that was just coming from our tail that one of our Jeepers has a door open. No big deal. And I got all my tires. I can get the sun out of the way. Yep, all my tires are set. Okay, cool. We're gonna head out any moment now, and we're gonna get started. Alrighty, from this point right here, we're going to take a break to, take a break to Mountain Springs. We're going to stretch our legs, hopefully take a bio break. We're going to take a look at the springs and take a look of what nature has to give. At the same time, we are going to respect the land. If we find any artifacts that actually look a few decades old, we're going to leave it alone. And of course, just like any other good visitor, whatever we bring in, we're going to take out. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, let's take a look to see what nature has to offer us over here at Spring Mountain. We got a few things going on. When we came in, we circled the wagon, as they say, made everybody fit. We got the vehicles packed in pretty tight. So at this point right here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on. One thing that's very noticeable is, if you'll see right behind me as I spin around without stepping in any of this animal nature stuff, is we have an A-frame house. That house right there has been there for a long, long time. Oh my goodness, can you even see I got the sun in my eye? There it is. A-frame house has been here for a long time. That house is actually private property. It is not part of BLM, but it's not used currently. It's just been there for a long time, and we're gonna respect it and leave it alone. But let's keep on taking a look over here. Alrighty, from this right here, you can see we actually circled the wagons. All right, we just passed mine. We got 4, 5, 6, and the leader. All right, so let's take a look around. We're gonna start working around this area right here. Of course, there's privacy areas already being designated, so again, we're also gonna respect the privacy areas. All right. Let's see what's going on in this beautiful part of town. Some vehicles are still running. It's okay. We're going to break for maybe 10 minutes, and then we're going to take off. We got another little privacy area break going on. Let's move away. Where is the spring? Let's find the spring. Hi, puppy. All right, here we find ourselves with some of our patrons, and there's the spring that is the actual spring, but right now it's just a dry mound of dirt. It happens throughout the year. The spring actually gets fed from the snow that accumulates and melts. Summertime has just ended, so we're starting to cool down right now. So hopefully in the next few months we'll see some kind of spring that will accumulate in this area. Alrighty, and the land is actually pretty vast. It's a beautiful trail so far. Alrighty, from this area right here, we're gonna finish our little break. We're gonna finish stretching our legs and bio break and whatever we gotta do. Then we're gonna get back on the trail shortly. All right, it looks like our break time's about over. The leader has called everybody to mount up, so that's what I'm doing now. And of course, everybody's making it to their vehicle, and look at mine right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it to the Jeep, and in a moment, we're gonna head out again. All righty, let's go ahead and close this door. Went ahead and made it back in. The leader's already put out her command. Everybody's mounted up. I hear all the engines starting. Let's turn off this radio so I don't have any interference from my onboard radio, and we're going to be good to go in one moment.
left at the Y. You good?
Also through this area, you're going to watch out for rocks that are protruding from the sides of the road, and definitely pinstriking.
Good, to the left of the Y.
Copy.
Remember, if you're getting hot, there's a fan right here for you too, okay? And I can always turn this up a little more if need be, alright? So you just let me know if anything comes up. Tail is making a left at the Y.
I saw a butterfly.
Copy that.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Jeff, are you in 4? It looks like you're lifted up on the front right tire there. Tail, lead, can you hold up for just a moment? We got a stuck spot here.
Yep, lead us stop.
Wait, stop. Be right back, buddy.